you and your family will be spending the next few weeks or even months dealing with the coronavirus pandemic.
Yeah, every day we work to bring you the newest, most urgent information that you need to know to start out your day. So let's get right to that this morning. Help is coming for families staying at Days Inn Hotel in South Charlotte. And we told you since the economic downturn, many guests have had trouble paying for their rooms. They've told us that they were given a 2-hour warning to get out of the hotel on Woodlawn Road. Well, now we've learned Mecklenburg County will work with legal aid to relocate more than a dozen of those families. Today, we'll be closely watching a critical vote on Capitol Hill that could bring small businesses some big relief. The House will vote on nearly $500 billion in aid. We've also already told you this morning that most of that money will be already spoken for. The House expected to pass this, and President Trump says he will sign it immediately. Also today, Governor Roy Cooper is expected to unveil his plan to begin easing the stay-at-home order in North Carolina. Right now, the order is set to expire April 29th. The governor will update the state on his new plans. That's at a press conference scheduled for 3 o'clock this afternoon. And today's announcement comes days after protesters pressured the governor to reopen the state.
Oh, yeah, we want to go ahead and send it right on over to reporter Anthony Castora because, Anthony, Governor Cooper has been firm in his stance that safety is his #1 priority during his decision making.
That's right, Brittany. The governor has been adamant that the state needs to see more progress with testing, tracing, and trends. And today we expect to learn how the governor will use that information to guide his decision on possibly reopening the state. We know state officials have been meeting with 3 different groups about how they could reopen. One focuses on mass gatherings like concerts, games, and religious ceremonies. The other looks at businesses. The State Chamber of Commerce and the Retail Merchants Association are involved in helping discuss how stores could safely reopen while also maintaining safety of their employees and customers. The other is focused on restaurants and their ability to operate while implementing social distancing between employees and customers, and also how they would screen employees for COVID-19 symptoms. DHHS Secretary Mandy Cohen said it is not feasible to allow counties to individually decide whether to open. She used Mecklenburg County as an example.
We know that people work in one county and live in another. We were looking at some commuting data from the Mecklenburg County, for example. The folks that work in Mecklenburg County live in 32 surrounding counties. So trying to think about a county by county approach is really challenging.
Now, Dr. Cohen did say it is feasible to consider reopening the state by region, but she says that is all dependent on data, like the number of cases and whether there is a trend of those cases declining. Brittany?
And Anthony, we heard the perspective on how, if it can be done county by county, but we know Mecklenburg County commissioners do feel strongly about this stay-at-home order, and they do want the governor to extend it.
Yeah, the county manager does want the stay-at-home order to be extended for at least another 2 weeks, and the county health director says that would give them more time to ramp up testing and tracing as well as supplies.
It is probably not a best public health practice to look at widely opening up again in our community. We still need social distancing and we need our stay-at-home order.
Now keep in mind, if the governor does not extend the stay-at-home order, the county manager says it is unlikely that they would be able to do so, and that is because they need a general consensus from all of the towns in Mecklenburg County, and that is something they do not have right now. Brittany?
Okay, Anthony Castora live for us. Thank you. And of course, we'll be airing Governor Cooper's press conference right here on Channel 9 Live. And again, it starts at 3 o'clock. And don't worry, if you miss any of that coverage, we'll get you caught up on what was announced on Eyewitness News starting at 5 o'clock.
All right, we want to show you some new data released from the University of Washington. It suggests that no state should be open before May 1st. Researchers say North Carolina should wait till May 10th, and if you consider states planning to reopen or ones that have already done so, it shows South Carolina should have waited until June 5th. Georgia, which wants to open those salons, gyms, and tattoo parlors by Friday, should not do that until June 19th, at least according to this data. Now, President Trump said yesterday he strongly disagrees with plans for reopening Georgia, but he said that he was allowing every governor to do what they feel is necessary in this case. The president said that he would intervene if he saw anything, quote, out of line. 434 people are hospitalized with COVID-19 in North Carolina. The state has done at least 90,000 tests. Of those, only 7,200 have come back positive. Mecklenburg County has the most at more than 1,200. In South Carolina, 43,000 tests have been completed, 4,608 positive results.
And a Chester man is in a medically induced coma from COVID-19. His wife says that it started with a high fever and then soon turned into double pneumonia. Kelly Enix is still in the ICU at Novant Presbyterian in Charlotte. And his wife, Jennifer, is a nurse, but she has been in self-isolation and relies on a daily phone update from the doctor. She has not seen her husband since she rushed him to the emergency room.
Not being able to be there with him has been nothing short of a nightmare. I can't even explain how hard that's been.
And as South Carolina loosens its restrictions, she wants people to take this illness seriously and follow the social distancing guidelines. The Federal Aviation Administration is cutting back on hours at more than 100 air traffic control towers across the country. Fewer air traffic controllers are needed to watch over the skies over smaller airports. Now, the agency did not specify which towers would see reductions, but said the impacted airports are normally closed at night. It says the changes will reduce hours at non-peak times, and there will be no effects on the airports.
The state of North Carolina has a new plan to get to the root of a troubling trend involving African Americans being diagnosed with coronavirus at a higher rate. In North Carolina, African Americans make up 21% of the population, but 39% of positive cases, 38% of the deaths. The state secretary recently announced they've dedicated teams to figuring out how they can address this, but this is also something that's happening locally. Both Atrium and Novant Health launch mobile sites in high-risk communities to offer care and testing.
The challenges that our historically excluded communities have been facing are not new based on COVID-19. These challenges have been there before. These are deeply rooted challenges that require a sustained effort.
Experts say this disparity is not because of genetic differences, but social factors like access to housing and food. The city of Charlotte wants to make it easier for you to find open businesses and easier for those businesses to get more customers. So here's what they're doing. The city launched a new online dashboard and interactive map of small businesses that are still open in order to get you to shop local. It shows the different businesses highlighted all across the city. You can filter by the type of business and the location. This is a pretty cool tool. So we posted a link to the new dashboard. It's inside this story. You'll find that on the WSOC TV News app.
And Publix is now buying extra milk and produce from farmers and then donating it all to families that are battling hunger. The chain announced yesterday that it plans to donate more than 150,000 pounds of produce and more than 43,000 gallons of milk to Feeding America food banks. Hey, that's just in the first week. Publix plans to keep doing this for several weeks.